Hi students, welcome to this session and we shall be taking up strategy to crack CET verbal section. Before moving further, let's have an overview of this session. What exactly we shall be taking up? First of all, we shall be understanding the pattern and types of questions that come in CET Maharashtra verbal section, and secondly we shall be taking up how to solve these different types of questions. Now if you look at the pattern 2014 overall, allotted time was 150 minutes, total number of questions 200, marking scheme 1 mark per question, no separate sections, all the 200 questions intermingled, number of options per question 5, no negative marking. So one of the very important points is that since all the question subject areas are mixed, topics are mixed, so it is very important not to get confused with one question at a time. Instead, we should try same subject questions slot wise. For example, let's say you want to start with English first, do all the English questions. If you want to start with mathematics, then complete all the mathematics, then switch over to any other section. Now if we look at the breakup of 2014 verbal component of Maharashtra CET verbal section, so it had RC, 1 RC, 15 questions, critical reasoning question 10, closed test fill in the blanks in the form of paragraph based questions 10, sentence correction 5, synonyms and antonyms 5, and sentence rearrangement questions 5. So if we look at the breakup of this verbal components, then you will see that primarily the paper is dominated by vocabulary and reasoning based questions. Primarily at the second number you will find reading comprehension. But this was story in 2014. Let's now move on to 2015. Things changed a little in 2015. More than half of the paper was based on verbal questions comprising reading comprehension, only 1 RC was there, verbal reasoning questions, grammar part error based questions, sentence correction, antonyms, synonyms, spellings, etc. All in all, whatever one can think of, the types of question in verbal section, 2015 paper verbal section had all the types, but primarily the paper was dominated by grammar and vocabulary based questions. Now coming out of the very important part, the strategy, that is what should be done in order to score maximum in CET overall and CET verbal section as well. First of all, time management is very important. Generally we are given 200 questions. Time allotted is only 150 minutes, so it's very important to use this time resource judiciously. So we should not spend more than 50 to 60 minutes on this section. I'm talking about verbal section. Since the paper is dominated by vocabulary, grammar and verbal reasoning questions, so it is very important to revise fundamentals related to these three areas. And before you take on this test head on, make sure that you have revised the entire vocabulary, whatever you are practicing till today. Generally you will come across either one or two passages. Passages would be easy to moderate, so if you have got good reading speed and great level of comfort with this language, probably 70-80% of the passages you can attempt, or the questions based on these passages you can attempt. Very important to revise grammar fundamentals, and in nutshell you need to maximize your attempts overall and in verbal section also, and primarily you should have reasonable accuracy, especially in verbal section, 70 to 80%. So as it has been told earlier also that there are no separate sections, all the questions would be intermingled, so it is better to select area wise question rather than doing question by question. Revise vocabulary, because primarily 30 to 40 question in the form of analogies, in the form of sentence completion, in the form of antonyms, synonyms, and in the form of closed test you will come across. So it's very important part to score well in CET verbal section. Now we shall be taking up few sample questions so as to give you an idea of the types and how to handle these questions. Now the first question is based on verbal reasoning. We have been given one statement followed by two arguments. Our task is to select which of the arguments is strong or weak. So question goes like this: should an organization like UNO, United Nations Organizations, be dissolved, means abolished? Argument 1 says yes, the Cold War coming to an end. Such organizations have no role to play. Second says, no, in absence of such organizations, there may be a world war. So primarily UNO was created, or initially the role of UNO is to maintain world's peace. Agreed that Cold War is over, but possibility of war would always be there. So first argument is weak, second is strong. So we should keep UNO because the danger of war is lurking every time. Second argument is strong. So answer to this question would be B. Now the next question you see on your screen is based on fill in the blanks. You need to just understand the context, try to pick up the few keywords, clues, and you will find the right answer option. So question goes like this: a group of lions was traveling dash the woods when two of them dash into a deep pit. So second half is very clear because in first blank either it can be across or through, but in second half it has to be fell. Accidentally they fell into deep pit. So therefore the answer to this question would be option D. Now this question is based on sentence correction. A part of the sentence has been underlined and we have to find the right substitute grammar wise. The sentence is the ant go on away continued to toil. So we should use the past version of this form of verb go, and we are not supposed to change the context even. Therefore the answer to this question would be option A. Now the next question is we have to find the synonym of the given word. The word is facade. Very unique pronunciation as per the spellings. So facade means front. Therefore answer would be option D. Now the next question is based on analogy. We'll come across these types of questions often in your Maharashtra CET verbal. So elated means happy, is to despondent means sad, means pair of opposite. Enlightened means you have gained the spiritual knowledge. Enlightened would be similar to the given pair, would be equal to ignorant or is to ignorant. Hence answer would be option B. Now in this question we have to find out the synonym, and the given word is corpulent. It means fat, obese. So answer is pretty clear. The answer is option D. Rest all the words mean lean and thin. Hence answer would be option D. Now this is a very simple type of question in which we are given jumbled up sentence and we need to rearrange these words in proper order to form a meaningful sentence. If you read killed a Jaswant, bear, wild, etc. So option, the order is pretty clear. Jaswant killed a wild bear. So going by the option, answer would be A. Now again we have to find out the correct substitute for the underlined part. The sentence goes like this: we do not know how did the thief made an escape. While asking question, most of the time the helping verb is not required. So did is redundant here. Therefore the answer would be how the thief made an escape. Option C. So this is the answer to your previous question. Now this question is based on converting active voice into passive voice. The sentence is James Watt discovered the energy of the steam. So as per the rules while doing active passive, they are generally based on tense. So the given question is in past tense. So we need to use was here and we cannot change the context also. While converting active into passive, the subject will become object and object will become the subject. But initially the subject will remain the same. In passive voice, the subject becomes passive. It doesn't mean that subject changes. So if you go by the rules, the answer to this question is very simple. The energy of the steam was discovered by James Watt. Therefore, option B. Now this question is based on one word substitution. It says we have to find one word for the given expression. The expression is a disease of a mind causing an uncontrollable desire to steal. Now uncontrollable desire to steal is called kleptomania. Hence answer would be option C. Now This question is based on fill in the blanks. The question is, our parents will never give their dash to so much an unsuitable match. The keyword is unsuitable, so parent will never approve this match. Therefore, the answer would be consent. So answer to this question is B option. Now this question is based on analogy, in which we are given one question pair. We have to crack the relation between question pair. Similar to or analogous to this question pair, we have to find out the answer pair. So question pair is blind is to visual. Similarly, deaf is to what? So visual impairment or impaired person is called blind. Similarly, hearing impaired is called deaf. Hence the answer would be C. Now this question is based on contextual vocabulary. Generally we are given one sentence underlined containing that underlined word, and we have to guess the meaning of the underlined word. Either we are asked synonym or its antonym. So the sentence is 20-point program is aimed at alleviating the sufferings of the poor. So some program has been set to help poor. So alleviating has got positive connotation as per the sentence, and alleviating would mean here reducing the sufferings of poor. So we have been asked its opposite. Opposite should be something related to increasing the suffering, and therefore the correct opposite would be, as per the given choices, is option A. Aggravating means increasing the problem. So answer to this question is option A. Now this question is based on grammar part error, one sentence divided into 4 portions. So we need to pick up the choice which is grammatically incorrect. If there is no error in the sentence, we can pick up the option D. So sentence is, English films are certainly popular in last decade, but in these days our regional films have attained more popularity. The entire sentence is in past from the time phrase last decade. So it cannot be are here. It has to be were in place of are. So answer to this question would be option A. Now next 2 questions based on parajumbles. We have been given 6 sentences and we have to rearrange them in proper logical order and answer the questions given after these 6 sentences. The tricks would remain the same. Likewise, we have to find an opener, closure, mandatory pair if there are any, etc, etc. So let us take your time and go through first 2 sentences right now you can see on our screen. Now I shall be moving on to the next slide. So these are remaining 4 sentences. C, D, E, F, A, B you saw on the previous slide. Take your time and go through these 4 sentences as well. After going through all 6 sentences, you will find the question is talking about development in China's railway department. So answer, the opener would be in this case E. E will open the sequence. Now E says that China's railways have been able to generate funds needed for construction of a new railway lines internally. So next sentence, if in the story next sentence is talking about how they were able to generate surplus or more funds, it is given in sentence B. Surplus funds from the hikes in the passenger fares and cuts in the staff have made this possible. It means they were able to generate funds for the development. So after E, B will come. So after B, C will come. Now this demonstrates that it has been transformed into high standard design and high service reliable system. That's how it got into shape and is helping now people there. After this you will find that there is twist in the story, there is change in the contrast, and suddenly the story will come up with few problems that China railway department is facing. So after this D will come, however shows the contrast. However, China railway are not problem free. So D will come, and after this, for example, now this example is explaining the problem, one of the problems faced by China's railway department, and finally it would be concluded by sentence A because of the word thus, and it has completely concluded the given story. Thus rapid development is still unable to meet the demand. Therefore the correct order in case would be E, B, C, D, F, A. Now we have been asked which sentence would be the fifth sentence. So fifth would be F, therefore answer would be option 4. Now we have been asked the sixth, the last sentence, and last sentence as per the order framed by us is A. Therefore answer to this question would be first option. To learn more about Maharashtra CET related to other areas or in general other areas like quant, verbal, DI, reasoning, etc., log on to our YouTube channel hitbullseye.com. All the best for this exam. Thank you.